Good morning, everyone. Welcome. If we haven't officially met, my name is Kate. I'll be bringing you through the next hour of yoga this morning. You don't need anything in particular for your practice. If you have anything that you like to use, if there's something used for balance, a chair can be really helpful here. You could have pillows or blankets for a bolster or a block. So if you need any of those things, you're welcome to have it, but that's really all you need. And then today we'll begin lying on your back in Shavasana. So lie down, take up space, make yourself comfortable, and that's where we begin. Let go of all the air from your lungs. Take a deep breath in, fill all the way up. Leave a great big open mouth exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. As you inhale, take a new fresh energy. Open mouth exhale and release what does not serve you. And seal your lips. Breathe in through your nose. And breathe out through your nose. Notice the physical sensations of your breath. That can be the air entering and leaving your nose. It could be the rise and fall of your chest. The expansion of your rib cage and the pulling in as you exhale. Maybe you can bring your belly or the air low enough into your belly and you can feel the belly rise and fall. I want you to feel the breath like a wave through your body. Now, this breath is the one thing that connects us. So even though we're not all together, we still are. If at any point you lose track of your breath, you can no longer find this full body inhale and full body exhale. Lie down again. Now, your breath is a really, really wonderful meditation tool. When your mind starts to wander, when it's hard to stay focused and you start to get distracted during practice, again, come back to this physical sensation. It will ground you, it will hold you present, and staying present is so important, especially nowadays. It's easy to get caught up in what's going to happen in the future that we don't have control over, or what we could have done differently in the past so that this wouldn't be happening. But ultimately, all we have right now that we know of for sure is right here and now. So be present for 1 hour. Practice that on your mat so that you can practice being present off of your mat. Now, you can stay here as long as you like. But if you're ready to move your body, start just really small. Wiggle your toes, your fingers. You can open and close your jaw. And you can begin to make bigger movements. You can circle out your ankles, circle out your wrists. Your chin from shoulder to shoulder. And then bring your arms overhead and find a long body stretch, like you're waking up for the first time today. Breathe in and breathe out. And then bring your knees into your chest and rock a little side to side. And then keep your right knee into your chest. Extend your left leg long back to the floor. Draw your knee towards the outside edge of your rib cage. Breathe in. Breathe out and find a small twist. It doesn't need to be the deepest twist you've ever taken. Keep your right shoulder planted. Keep your chest open to the ceiling. Just let that knee kind of drape over. You can bring your chin towards your right shoulder. Bring the twist into your neck a little bit. And then come back to center. Give your knee a squeeze. Switch it out. Left knee comes in towards the outside edge of your rib cage. Give it a good squeeze. Breathe in. Breathe out. Find a little twist here. The knee drop over. And again, not the deepest twist you've ever taken. Just waking up the muscles along your spine. And bring your chin towards your left shoulder. And come back to the center. Get a little squeeze in. Step both feet flat to the floor with your knees bent. Now, tuck your hip bones up and in and feel your lower back press into the floor. Take a deep breath in. Take a slow breath out. Let your knees fall together and then walk one foot out towards the edge of the mat and then the other. And you can do that again if you need a little more space, but you're going to knock-kneed letting your knees come down with your lower back still pressed into the floor until you feel a stretch down the front of your thighs, maybe around your kneecap. And then lift your left knee, let your right knee fall closer down, deepen the stretch in that right thigh. And lift your right knee, let your left knee come down towards the center. Then bring it back up. Roll onto the left side of your body. In a fetal position here. Bicep is your pillow, knees towards your chest. Ground down. Soak up a little energy from the earth to carry with you through your practice. And when you're ready, move forward all the way to a seated position. Have a seat and get up. It's a comfortable seat. It could be cross-legged. You could sit on something if you have sensitive knees to bring your knees below your hips. Sit up nice and tall. Give your shoulders a few shrugs up towards your ears and down your back. And then bring them forward. Lift your chin, take a deep breath in. And a full breath out, release your left ear towards your left shoulder. Bring your chin up and to the right, and then gently drop your right shoulder down. Slowly bring your chin towards your chest. And then roll your right ear towards your right shoulder. Bring your chin up into the left and drop your left shoulder down. Roll your chin through center, left ear down. Chin through center, right ear down. And do that a couple times on your own, just stretching out your neck. And then come back to the center. Look all the way up, being very mindful of the vertebrae in your neck. You don't want to crunch into them, but lengthen the front line of your neck. And then slowly roll your chin down, tuck it in, stretch the back line of your neck. And slowly bring your gaze up. And slowly roll it back down. Do that one more time, up. One more time down. Come to a neutral spine, take a breath. Let it go. Constrict the muscles in the base of your throat. Engage Ujjayi Pranayama. Keep your Ujjayi breath throughout the entire practice. If you're fogging a mirror or sipping air through a straw, it's strong, it's powerful, it's loud. Let that breath build heat in your body to fuel your practice and make your way into tabletop. Tabletop, shoulders are over wrists, hips over your knees. Engage your core, Uddiyana Bandha. Press your belly button into your spine, lift it towards your sternum, zip your ribs together. Inhale to a cow pose, dip your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale to a cat pose, hollow your belly around your spine. Inhale, cow, drop your belly. Exhale, cat, arch it out. Do a few more of these on your own. Move with your own breath. Make those movements as big or as small as you need. Make your way back into a tabletop pose. From tabletop, curl your toes under. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift your hips into a downward facing dog. And you can pedal your feet. You can roll out your ankles. Any little ritual, any movements that you like to take to warm up your body for your practice, you absolutely take them. Just keep your upper body really strong. Pull your shoulder blades down your spine. Soften your elbows a little. Always keep a little bend there. Push equally between your fingertips and the heel of your hand. Take a breath and let it go. Okay. All right. Now find stillness in your downward facing dog. Press your chest towards your thighs. Lift your tailbone up high. Inhale, send your right toes high. Exhale, low lunge, step between your hands. And then come down to your left knee. Inhale to crescent moon, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale here and breathe. Now, if it feels better, you can always push into your leg for support instead. But do pull your right hip back and push your left hip bone forward. You want to feel that stretch in the front of your left thigh and your hip. Now, if your arms are overhead, drop your shoulders away from your ears, broaden your upper body. Take a breath in. Exhale, find an open twist to the right. Sweep your right hand back, pull your left fingertips forward. You're opening your wingspan, making it as great as you can. Lift the crown of your head nice and high. So with your hips facing forward, just your chest opening to the side. It's a deeper twist through your spine. Now inhale, come back through the center, crescent moon. Exhale, bring your hands down to the inside of your right foot. Toe, heel your foot to the outer edge of your mat in a modified runner's lunge. Now you can stay right here. You can come down to your forearms for more stretch. You could move around, whatever you need to wake up this hip. I'm going to adjust my curtains because when I see in my computer screen, I see that I have a white background with a white shirt on. You probably can't see me. You stretch out your hip while I adjust the, the lighting here. Hopefully I can feel better. All right. Now, if you came to your forearms, come back to your palms. Curl your left toes underneath you. Step your right foot back and find a plank pose. Hip bones pull up and in. You always have an option for your knees during a plank. Take a deep breath in. Take a slow breath out. Push into the ground, round your shoulders. One more big inhale. Exhale to a downward facing dog. You can give your feet another little pound here. Inhale, stretch your left toes high. Exhale, low lunge, step forward and come down to your right knee. Inhale, crescent moon, arms stretch high. Exhale here and breathe. Settle into your hips. Pull the left hip back. Push your right hip forward. Then feel the stretch in your right thigh. Both hip bones draw up and in, lengthening your whole spine. Take a deep breath in. Take a slow breath out. One more big inhale. Exhale, open twist now to the left. Sweep your left hand back. Pull your right fingertips forward. You're opening your wingspan, getting as big as you can. Lift your chin, lengthen your neck, breathe in. Breathe out, pull your belly button in tight. See if you can twist just a little further. Good. Inhale, come back through the center. Exhale, release your hands down to the inside of your left foot. Toe heel your left foot to the outer edge of your mat, and you can stay here. You can come to forearms. You can move around, whatever you need here. And if you came to your forearms, come back to your palms. Curl your right toes underneath you and lift your right knee up. Take a deep breath in. Take a big breath out. Step your left foot back to meet the right in your plank pose. Hold and breathe. Let all that heat start to build in your body. Strengthen your upper body. Push into the floor. Feel that roundness through your shoulders. Being really mindful of how your wrists feel here. Forearms are also an option when holding a plank. Breathe in. Breathe out. Find your Ujjayi breath in. Your Ujjayi breath out. Take one last breath here. Exhale, lift your hips into your downward facing dog. Give your feet another pound. Yeah. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step towards the top of your mat, feet hip width distance apart. Put a deep bend to your knees until your chest rests on top of your thighs. And nod your head, yes. Shake it, no, loosen it up. And then get down low into your hips. Squat as low as you can, and then lift your hips as high as you can. And bend and lift a few times, keeping your head nice and heavy here. Squeeze the muscles in your thighs straight down to the bone as you move. Do it one more time. Now lift your hips. Keep a softness to your knees and roll up to stand, one vertebrae at a time. There's no rush to get to the top. Take your time. When you get there, give your shoulders a few shrugs up towards your ears, down your back. Bring them forward. Inhale to Tadasana, mountain pose. Sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, drop your shoulders away from your ears. Broaden your upper body. Now from here, lift your gaze. Look up. Angle your pinkies in towards each other. Stretch your fingertips as high as you can, but keep your shoulders low. Good. Take a breath. Exhale, connect your palms, draw them to your heart, and close your eyes. I invite you here to set an intention for your practice. What motivates you, what inspires you, what brought you to your mat, whatever your intention is, see it clearly in your mind. Let go of all of the air from your lungs. Take a deep breath in, fill all the way up, and send it out with a great big open mouth exhale. And then come back to Ujjayi breath in and Ujjayi breath out. Blink your eyes open. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale, find a little back bend, hips forward, heart high, breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, forward fold, come down. Inhale, halfway lift, squeeze your shoulder blades together, flatten your back. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to your plank. Hold right here. Keep it this strong. Option to come to your knees, but keep your hips forward. And then come down halfway. Pause here. Tuck your elbows tight to your sides. Squeeze it that tight, stay low, and flip to the top sides of your feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. Keep it strong. Keep your knees lifted. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Full body inhale. And full body exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your mat. Inhale to a halfway lift. Pull the crown of your head forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Rise, stand tall. Exhale, find a little deeper back bend. Push your hips forward. Let your heart open. Take a breath and let it go. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at your hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Put weight in your toes. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale through upward facing dog. If you're on your knees, stay up and in. Exhale, downward facing dog with your hips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Full body inhale. On full body exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, find the deepest back bend you can find. Open your heart wide. Lift your chin from your chest. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Your last option is to skip chaturangas. Hold a high plank. Keep it strong. Breathe in and breathe out, lifting your hips to down dog. So you have 3 different options for those chaturangas. You can skip them and just hold a plank. Go to downward facing dog. You can take it from your knees, stay forward, or you can go through your traditional chaturanga. You can try all 3 on at any point in time during your practice, but do listen to your body and let it guide you through. Let it tell you what it needs. All right. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale here and breathe. Now, traditionally in chair pose, your feet, your knees, your thighs, everything squeezes together. If that doesn't feel good or balance feels really off today, try hip width distance apart. Just make sure your knees, your hip bones, they're in that same line as well as your toes. Then push hard into your heels. Relax the grip on your toes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, open twist to the right. Sweep your right hand back. Pull your left fingertips forward. Now, you've been here before. Pull back a little with the left hip. Keep your hips open to the front. Just your chest opens to the side. Inhale, come back through center, chair pose. Exhale, airplane your arms. Get lower in your hips as your hands sweep back behind you. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Can you get a little lower? Try to touch the wall behind you with your fingertips. You stretch them that long. Now inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Lift your left knee up. Exhale here and breathe. So now you are working to find balance on that right leg. Lift up and in with the entire right hip so that you create one long line of energy through the right side of your body. Take a deep inhale. Exhale to figure 4. Cross your left ankle over your thigh. Connect your palms and draw them down to your heart center. Breathe right here. In your figure 4, you can stand upright and work on balance. If you want more opening and stretching through your left hip, you bend your right knee. Sink your hips down and back, just like chair pose. And then you'll start to feel that opening in the left hip. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now keep your hands at heart center and cross your thumbs. This is your prayer grip. Unwind your left leg. Take a big inhale. Exhale, push to airplane pose with your prayer grip. Extend your left heel out, hinging at your hips, bringing your chest towards the floor, but keep your hands where they are. Now, fight to find your balance. Grip the mat with your right toes. Push into the arch of your right foot. Now, find your steeple grip. You interlace your fingers, but keep your pointer finger long. From here, shoot your fingertips forward, and this is balancing stick. You get as long as you can from your back heel through your fingertips. Take a deep breath in. Take a slow breath out. One more big inhale, one more exhale, and I'll step it all the way back, crescent lunge. Your left foot meets the mat, release your grip, arms overhead, and breathe. Now, in your crescent lunge, there's a deep bend in your right thigh. Make sure you can see your toes out in front of your knee here. That protects your knee joint. You want a pretty wide stance. And then push into your back toes. Yeah, don't push your whole left hip forward. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. One more big inhale. Exhale to warrior two, open to the side. Now here you can bend and straighten your front knee a few times. Weight up your hip a little further. When you settle into stillness, track your right knee back, open through your hip. That may allow you a little more space to sink lower. Stretch your fingertips as long as you can. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sink a little lower. Stay that low. Inhale, reverse warrior. Stretch your right side. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Circle your hands down. Step your right foot back or float your toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale here and breathe. Now find your foot placement. You know now what feels best there. Make sure you can see your toes out in front of your knees. Tuck your hip bones up and in. Focus on your pelvis and the middle of your body. You're pulling up and in. Feel your tailbone rotate underneath you now so that it's pointing more towards the floor rather than out behind you. You're working to take that sway out of your low back. Now drop your shoulders down your spine, just like in Tadasana. Breathe in. Breathe out, open twist to the left. Take the left hand back. Open your chest. Now, pull back a little bit with your right hip and your right knee to even them out. They stay facing forward. Just your chest opens to the side. Lift your chin, lengthen your neck. Good. Inhale, come back through the center. Exhale, airplane your arms, get nice and low. Sweep your palms back and breathe. Keep the tailbone tucked underneath here. A lot of times once we start to move, it changes and then you get that little arch in your lower back again. I want you to keep it as strong as you can. So come back to Uddiyana Bandha, your core lock. Now inhale, bring your right knee lifting, up, 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 and fight to find your balance here. Now, of course, you can always set your toe back down. It doesn't need to be perfect, especially through that first sweep up. It can be really challenging to stand on one foot, even more so at 8:20-ish in the morning. Pull in with your left hip. Really pull it up and in. Use your lower abdomen to help keep your knee at hip height. Breathe in, breathe out, and figure four. You cross your right ankle over your thigh. Bring your hands together at your hearts and breathe. Now, the more you press your knee back here, the deeper that stretch is going to go. And if you want, you can bend your left knee and start to sink. As you sink down, keep your chest lifted towards your thumbs. Fight the urge to round your spine forward. You're pulling your chest through. And here's where, if you have a chair at the top of your mat, can be really handy for balance if you need it, but like I said, it's not necessary. If you really don't want to balance at all, you can actually hinge all the way forward, bending your knee as much as you need until your hands can come to the floor here. Take one last breath in. Take one last breath out and begin to move. Keep your hands where they are and wind that leg. Inhale. Exhale, push it back to your airplane pose. So kick the right heel all the way back behind you. Keep your gaze at the top edge of your mat. Then you find your steeple grip. Interlace your fingers. Your thumbs stay crossed, but no, your pointer fingers go long. That's your steeple grip. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, shoot your fingertips forward. Find your balancing stick. So now you're getting as long as you can. Your upper arms hug at your ears. Draw your shoulder blades away from your earlobes. Try to lengthen. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Keep the right hip tucked underneath you. Kneecap is towards the floor. All right, one more big inhale. One more exhale. Step it all the way down. Sweep your arms overhead. You can release your grip into crescent lunge. Breathe. A deep bend in your left knee. Left toes out in front so that you can see them. Tuck your hip bones up and in here. Tailbone down. Feel your entire spine lengthen. Drop your shoulders. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more big inhale. Exhale, warrior two. And you can bend and straighten your front leg a few times if it feels good. When you settle in, track your left knee slightly back. That may allow you to sink a little lower in your hips. Now push into the pinky edge side of your right foot. Use that for your support. Breathe in. Breathe out, sink a little bit lower. Stay this low. Inhale, reverse warrior. Stretch your left side. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Circle your hands down. Inhale through upward facing dog if you're taking it. And exhale to downward facing dog. Give your feet a pedal. Now we go through that one breath, one movement to flow. It goes a little bit faster because there is that big balance in there. Worry less about perfecting and nailing that perfect balancing pose. Just let it feel good in your body. Find the rhythm of those movements within your bones. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, open twist to the right. Inhale, back through chair. Exhale, airplane your arms. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Lift your left knee high. Exhale, figure four, drop down low. Inhale, lengthen your right leg. Exhale, kick your left heel back. Steeple grip, breathe in. Breathe out, shoot your fingertips forward. Inhale, crescent lunge, step back. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, back down. Take one breath in. Take one breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, open twist to the left. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, airplane your arms, get lower in your hips. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, right knee lifts. Exhale, figure four, get down low. Inhale, lengthen your left leg. Exhale, kick your right heel back to airplane. Steeple grip, inhale. Exhale, shoot your fingers forward. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. So good. Breathe in. Breathe out and come back to Ujjayi breath if you lost it. Find your intention, see it clearly in your mind. Send it energy, send it love. All right, inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, open twist to the right and hold. Now, here, connect your palms at your right shoulder. Breathe in. Breathe out, prayer twist. Sink into your hips. Your left elbow hooks outside of your right thigh or in between your knees if you would like a little less twist. And breathe. Now, work to sink your hips below your heart. And peek down at your knees. If your left knee pops out in front of the right, pull it back. You want to even out your knees and hips. And smush your palms together, like you're trying to smush something between them. Feel your chest muscles engage and lift your right elbow straight up at the ceiling. Take a breath in. Take a slow breath out. Can you sink a little bit lower in your hips? Let heat build in your thighs. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now, from here, I want you to play with your side crow. So, your left hand is coming down to the ground first. Then your right hand comes down right behind it. You're making a shelf with the back side of your arms, with your triceps. So here, you are bending straight back like chaturanga rather than wide. And it may take pulling the right elbow in quite a bit. It depends how long your femur bone is. So if you need to bring your elbow in, maybe you're playing with that today. But you're working to make the connection of the outside of your right hip to the back side of your arms. And maybe you stay there. Maybe that's all you work on today. If you're going into your full side crow, your feet might lift. And if your feet lift, then your head starts to come closer to the ground. Now, if you really can't make that connection with your back elbow, or if you're looking for a different way to play with it, that right elbow can actually be out behind you. It doesn't have to be in. You can bounce on just one arm and come into your side crow that way. Now, no matter where you are with your side crow, breathe into it. Send it some energy. And allow it to be fun. Just play with it. That's what it's meant to be right here. It's just something that's fun to try balancing on your hands. Take 2 more breaths wherever you are. And then bring your feet back to earth if they lifted. And you're coming back to your prayer twist. That's where we meet. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, come back to chair, unwind. Exhale, airplane your arms. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, lift your left knee. Exhale, figure four, cross it over. And here, do start to sink down low. And I want you to feel that stretch in the outside of your left hip. Chest pulls forward. Press the outside of your left ankle firmly into your right thigh. That's going to increase the stretch and sensation in your body. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now here, I'm giving you a chance to play with yet another inversion. In flying pigeon or figure four inversion, it is the same idea of your triceps, the backside of your upper arm, and are now your resting points. And this time you lean forward until your shin rests on the backside of your arm. And again, you could just keep leaning forward, maybe go back and forth, just get used to that idea. Or maybe it comes all the way forward and you lift your right foot. Now, we are playing with quite a few inversions today because it can be really boring to be sitting at home if you're sheltering in place, which I hope that you are doing. So here are fun things to play with all week long. You can always come back to inversions and just play with them. In my house right now, it's a handstand central. We had to take all the picture frames off the walls. But just giving you something to play with, something that's fun to do. So really just feel the muscles that have to work here. So your lower abdomen is going to work really hard to lift your hips up. Your triceps, of course, because they're holding you, your shoulders. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take one more breath and bring your feet back down. Now, as very, very slowly to maintain your balance, I want you to rise back into your figure four, the same way you came in. Then start to unwind that leg. Take a breath. Exhale, find your airplane. Find your steeple grip. Inhale. Exhale, shoot your fingertips forward to balancing stick. And here, it's standing splits. Start to slowly lower your hands down. You can separate them at the bottom to lift that leg up. Do tuck your left hip underneath you here rather than opening it out to the side. When we open our hip, you'll get a bigger range of motion. You might be able to get your leg higher, but it's not really about how high you get your leg. So tuck your left hip underneath. You can point or flex your left foot, but keep it strong one way or the other. You want to feel the muscles in your left leg engage. Keep your head heavy. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. Take a breath. And let it go. Full body inhale. And full body exhale. Now, from your standing splits, we make it into baby grasshopper. Bend your right knee. Bring your left leg behind the right knee. It's almost like a Shiva squat here. Your chest comes forward. And lean onto that left hand. A little weight there. Lift your right hand up. Take your right peace fingers, middle and index fingers, and wrap them around your left big toe. So you got a grip now. So your left knee is behind the right. You have a grip on your toe. And now from here, you drop into your hips. Push your left thigh into the backside of your right calf. And then kick your heel out as you drop down into your hips. Your left elbow will bend, and this here is baby grasshopper. So your left leg is extended out nice and long. The more you push into your fingers, the more I want you to pull back in opposition. Okay. You'll feel a big stretch on the outside of your left hip. Your left arm has to do a whole lot of work to hold you, so squeeze it, breathe into it. You can be up higher, you can have your knee bent, any variation of. Take 2 more breaths here. The bottom of that second breath, release your foot. Come back to standing split. Stretch your left leg high. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Step it all the way down. Inhale, cross it, lunge, rise. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, back down. Take a breath. And let it go. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, open twist to the left. Stay here, connect your palms. Breathe in, breathe out, drop down into your prayer twist. Hook your right arm outside of your left thigh. Take a peek down. If your right knee's in front of the left, pull it back, even them out. When you even out your knees, you even out your hips. That probably feels better in your lower back too when you do it. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. Push into the outside of your thigh with your elbow. Make a deeper twist. Your left shoulder pulls back. Your right shoulder pushes forward. And then lift your heart towards your thumbs. Lengthen your neck. Pull the crown of your head forward. Great space between your chest and your chin. And you sink a little bit lower. Let that heat build in your thighs. Find your breath. Inhales, lengthen. Exhales, twist you further. Take one more breath. And let it go. And then from here, it's side crow on this side. Bring your right hand down. Bring your left hand down behind it. Lift and lean onto it. So as you lean onto the backside of your arms, you get used to the feeling of pushing into the ground here. Rather than just letting your body weight fall onto your palms, you're defying it. You're still pushing into the floor, similar to in a plank when you feel your shoulders ground. If you let your body weight just fall onto your wrists, it's really uncomfortable. Your wrists, while they're strong and they're made to bear weight like that, too much is really, really hard on them. And I'm sure you are definitely aware of that. But the idea of pushing into the floor, using your upper body to help with that body weight can be really, really, really helpful here. And then you can find any variation of your side crow. You can play with split legs. You can push both heels forward. Just play and breathe. Take 2 more breaths in your side crow. Bring your feet back to earth. Come back to your prayer twist. Take a breath and let it go. Inhale, come back to chair, unwind. Exhale, airplane your arms, sweep them back. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Your right knee is lifting this time. Exhale, cross it over, figure 4, hands to heart center. You can stay, but I encourage you to start to sink into your hips. Bend your left knee. Feel that stretch in your right thigh. Keep your chest forward as you come down. Your spine is nice and long versus rounding and slumping. Really fight to keep that length. Pull your shoulder blades together. Keep your chin lifted from your chest. Breathe in. Breathe out. Press your knee towards the floor, depending how low you go. I guess if you're up a little higher, it'll feel like you're pressing it towards the wall behind you. Either way, find that pressure in the outside of your right ankle to your left thigh. And then from here, you bring it down to flying pigeon, or that figure 4 inversion. Bend your left knee until your hands can meet the floor. Make sure the weight is even between your fingertips and the heel of your hands. You don't want too much weight one way or the other. And then bend your elbows straight back, again, like chaturanga arms. They're wide, it's gonna be hard to make that connection. You lean forward. Now your right shin rests on the backside of your arms. And you could just stay here and rock back and forth and get used to that feeling. You'll notice even doing that, you are working muscles in your lower abdomen to keep your hips lifted. That's good, you're building strength. If you want, you can start to lift the left foot. You can even lengthen the left leg behind you for the full inversion. Wherever you are, you just breathe. You play, you have fun with it. Now, inversions are not necessary to do yoga or to be good at yoga. Really, they are fun. It is fun to try these things. And also, I think it's just an extra layer of challenge here. When you're doing something that our bodies as humans are not naturally meant to do, meaning going upside down, it's a whole new way to find your breath and learn how to breathe through it. Take 2 more breaths. The bottom of your second breath, your left foot comes back to the earth if it was lifted. Slowly come back to your figure 4 where you began. Inhale, unwind your leg. Exhale, press it back. Find your airplane pose. Find your steeple grip. Shoot your fingertips forward. Inhale. Exhale into your standing splits. The lower your head goes, the higher your right leg goes. Tuck it underneath you. You want your kneecap towards the floor or the wall behind you, depending how high that leg goes. Tuck your chin into your chest, reach the crown of your head towards your left big toe. You're pulling your chest in towards your thigh. Breathe in. Breathe out. Full body inhale. And full body exhale. Now, from here, it's that baby grasshopper. Bend your left knee and start to draw your right leg behind it. Remember, it's like a Shiva squat. Your hips come down low, your right leg crosses behind. This time, put more weight into your right hand. You're gonna lean out to the side. Lift your left hand, your peace fingers, middle and index finger, wrap around that right big toe. Once you have that grip, you can start to lower your hips down. You kick your heel out and you hinge forward. You're working to get your shoulders and your hips in the same line. But it's okay if your butt's sticking up above your shoulders right now. And you just breathe into it. And there's a lot happening in this pose, but the nice thing is if you fall out of it, you're just an inch or so from the ground, you just sit down on the floor. Really kick your heel out as hard as you can. Take one more full inhale. One more full exhale, and then release the grip on your toe. Lift your toes high, come back to standing splits. Take a deep breath in. Take a long breath out. Inhale to crescent lunge. Step your foot all the way down. Sweep your arms high. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale through upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And take a breath out. Now, we have one more big inversion to play with so that you have multiple things that you can play with all week long. So when we get together next weekend, maybe you can show me your new tricks. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Listen here. Exhale, airplane your arms. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, lift your left knee. Exhale to figure four and hold. Now, here we are working on Ekapada Galavasana. Can you say that 10 times fast? Yes. It is like figure four and prayer twist made a baby. That baby likes to balance on its hands. So there is a lot happening here. No, if you're over the inversions, right, Kate, that is enough. I don't want to play with them. You can stretch it out. You can play with another inversion too as well if you'd like. So if you're moving with me from your figure four, you bend your right knee, get down low into your hips. Now it's a prayer twist within figure four. So twist your entire torso to the right. You're working to bring your left tricep to the sole of your left foot, okay? And maybe that's what you work on today, because balancing on one foot and twisting at the same time is so hard for your body to do. So don't feel anything awful if you can't fully make that connection today. Just practice the twist and the balance. If you have it, then you're coming down to the floor. Left hand first. Then right hand is coming out to the side this time. So when we're in side crow, hands are one behind the other. Here they are side by side. Now your foot is pushing into the back side of your arm. You lean out into your right arm, bend your elbow. Then your left foot will start to lift up. Ekapada Galavasana or grasshopper pose. So you did baby grasshopper. You found the idea of bringing your hips down in line with your shoulders. You are combining all of these things, all of that knowledge into one big, amazing, badass pose, right? It's hard. There's a whole lot happening. Lower belly is lifting that leg up. Inner thigh has to do a ton. The more you push into the backside of your arm, the more intense it feels, but the bigger lift you're going to get off of the floor. So you're really pushing hard into your leg, or your arm rather. Breathe into it. You're not here very long. All right. Take one more breath in. Take one more breath out. You can bring that right foot back down. From here, simply step your left foot down to the floor. Put a deep bend to your knees and a forward fold. And then lift your hips nice and high and bend and lift a few times. And then lift your toes off the ground. Take your peace fingers, middle and index fingers, wrap them around the big toe. Rock weight forward so you're stepping hard onto your fingers. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, pull your chest into your thighs. Let your elbows go wide and let your head hang heavy. Parahastasana. The idea here is to start to release through your hands and your wrists So the more you pull, the more you push in opposition on your fingers. I want you to feel space grow within your wrist. Keep your chest in, keep your chin tucked. Take one more deep breath in. One more slow breath out. Release your toes, and you can wiggle your fingers a little. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, airplane your arms. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, lift your right knee. Exhale, figure four, cross it over. And I will try it on this side. Now, start to bend your left leg. Get down low. This time you're twisting over to the left. Can you meet your arm to your foot? And you can try that a few times. Your right hand is coming down. Your left hand, remember, it comes out to the side, not behind it. It's all the way out. You lean to the left, push your right foot into your arm as hard as you can. Use your core, use your inner thigh, and start to lift that left leg up. Then you lower down, hips in line with your shoulders. No matter where you are, you find your breath. Two more breaths. The bottom of your second breath. Bring your feet back to the earth. Unwind. In your forward fold this time, lift the ball bones of your feet. Slide your palms face up underneath them. Make your toes touch the inside of your wrists, and that is really important. That's what the pose is about. So that means you can bend your knees if you need to. You can get way down low, but do absolutely make that connection. And then you rock all the weight forward you can onto your hands. So you're stepping really hard onto them. Inhale, lengthen your spine as much as you can. Exhale, fold, and this is gorilla pose. You're pulling with your arm strength, drawing your chest into your thighs. You're rocking that weight forward. You're stepping hard onto the heel of your hands. Then I want you to pull your hands in opposition back into the soles of your feet. And that's what the pose is about, is that push and the pull to release your wrists. After all those inversions, now you get to create a little space there. Let it feel good. Try wiggling your toes, putting pressure into the heel of your hand, giving them a little massage. Keep your head heavy. Draw your shoulders away from the base of your skull. All right, then bring weight back into your heels. Slide your palms out, give your wrists a little circle in one direction and the other. Then bring your palms to the floor, and you can just step your feet back here and find your downward facing dog. You don't need to do anything fancy. Pedal your feet, take a breath, and let it go. Inhale, stretch your right toes high. Exhale to a half pigeon. Right shin to the top of your mat, left toes long behind you. You've had a lot of hip opening today. So I want you to see now in this half pigeon, if it feels different than maybe other times you've taken it. Sit upright first, see how it feels. If it feels good, it's a good sign that you can come down to the floor. If it doesn't feel good, I want you to lie on your back and you'd supine half pigeon. If you're coming forward, make sure that the left hip is tucked underneath you. Your kneecap is towards the floor, not out to the side. That may mean propping something underneath your right hip in order to keep that rotated under. If it doesn't feel good, if you get down to the floor and you think, oh, I'm gritting my teeth, or oh man, it really just hurts, come to your back. You make that figure four on your back, crossing your right ankle over the left. You can pull the left thigh in, you can actively pull it in. Whatever you need for that right hip and glute, you take it. Find one area in your body where you can let go, where you can relax. on your back, just stay on your back. You can simply switch out your legs. Just walk your hands back towards your hips. Curl your left toes underneath you. Inhale, stretch your right toes high. And exhale to downward facing dog. Give your feet a pedal, circulate the blood. Do the other side when you're ready. Inhale, left toes will stretch high. Exhale to half pigeon here. Sit upright once more. See how it feels on this side because our bodies tend to be different from right to left. Keep the right hip tucked underneath. Again, you can lift and prop something underneath the left hip if that right knee doesn't want to stay down. If it feels all right, then walk your way down towards the floor. If you get there and it just is not working on this side, lie on your back instead. You can switch it up. Peel your tongue off the roof of your mouth and let your jaw hang a little. If you're looking for a little more intensity in your half pigeon pose, the more you can draw your right hip down towards your mat, the more opening in the left hip. It's a little pull down of that right hip bone, a little more pressure onto your right thigh. Heels leaning to the right slightly. And again, if you're on your back, just stay there. If you are in your traditional half pigeon, walk your hands back, curl your right toes underneath you. Inhale to bring your left toes high, and exhale to downward facing dog. Give it a pedal, circulate the blood. Your next breath in, look forward. Exhale, step to the top, and then have a seat. Keep your knees bent, hold your hamstrings behind your thighs, and roll down to your back. Bring your knees with you as you go. When you get to the floor, rock a little side to side. And come back to the center. Extend your left leg long. Keep the right knee tucked in. Interlace your fingers below the right knee. Draw it to the outside of your rib cage. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, supine twist. And this time, do find a deeper twist. At the beginning, we just did a very gentle one. I still want it to feel good and gentle in your body, but maybe allow a deeper twist. Still keep your right shoulder planted. Now try to stack the right hip over the left. If when you stack your hips, the right shoulder has to lift off of the mat, come back out of it. Always make sure both shoulders are connected to the ground. You can bring your gaze out to the right. You can always prop something underneath your right knee if it's not comfortable to let it hang down. If you want more stretch and more intensity, find your peace fingers once more, middle and index finger, and you wrap them around your right big toe. And kick your right heel forward, lengthening your leg, bringing a stretch all the way down your thigh. Slow down your breath. Come back to the idea of that full body inhale and full body exhale. Take one more breath here. And let it go. And then come back to the center. Give your right knee one more little squeeze and then release it onto the floor. Bring your left knee in. Interlace your fingers below your knee. Draw it to the outside of your rib cage. Take a deep breath in. Give it a good squeeze. Exhale, supine twist. Draw it across your body. Any modification here, any way that you want to change it up, of course, you are welcome to. Imagine your inhales lengthening your spine and your exhales twisting you deeper. And even here, don't let go of Uddiyana Bandha, that core lock, by pulling your navel in and up, by zipping your ribs together. That keeps your spine safe and allows you to twist deeper. one last breath here. Let it go. Then make your way back to the center. Give your left knee a little hug. Then draw the right knee in to meet. And then you reach for your feet. Grab the inside or outside edges. Draw your knees wide. Take a little happy baby rock from side to side. Come back to the center. Draw your knees into your chest and wrap your forearms around your shins. Squeeze as hard as you can with all of your might. At the same time, you kick your shins back into your arms in opposition. Lift your shoulders off of the floor. Tuck your chin to your chest. Reach your forehead to your knees. Let go of all of the air from your lungs. Take a deep breath in, fill all the way up. And with a great big open mouth exhale, you release and find your Shavasana. Spread out, take up space, and let go. Starting at the crown of your head, work your way to your toes, releasing each muscle as you go, letting it melt away into the floor below you. John Newton said, "We can easily manage if we will only take each day the burden appointed to it. But the load will be too heavy for us if we carry yesterday's burden now again today, and then add the burden of tomorrow before we are required to bear it." I take that as be present. You have no way of knowing what the future holds right now. There's nothing that you can really do to change that. You can't change the past. So be here, be present now. That's what we have. Find joy, find the light in each moment that you can. It can be really small. It doesn't have to be this great, big, momentous thing. It could be something small, something simple. It's sunny out today. That's wonderful, right? So just staying present amidst all that chaos. Knowing that at any point in time, you can close your eyes, you can come back to your breath, let it ground you, let it hold you. You are not alone. Stay here as long as you like in your Shavasana. The space is for you. Know that being a part of this community still, even though we are far apart, you allowing me into your day, into your practice, it truly is an honor. The teacher in me honors the teacher, the light in all of you. And so today to you I vow, namaste.